Okay, right now I'm going to do a water change, and while the water is draining, I will do a walkthrough of the tank components as well as the water change system. So this pipe, I run it through to the toilet, directly into the toilet bowl. The tank has a hose with a connector, quick connector switch. Let's plug in. So once that is plugged in, I will on this pump to pump out the water into the toilet bowl. And while this is pumping out, just have to do the cleaning of the glass. So right now this pump is pumping out the water from the tank. This pump is rated at 16 liters per hour. So it's pumping out the water really quickly, as you can see. I'm looking to pump it out to this blue mark here, which is approximately 1/3 of the tank. So this tank is approximately 5.5 feet by 2 feet by 2 feet. So I made it specifically 170 centimeters long, 60 centimeters tall, and 60 centimeters deep. Made of 15 mm acrylic. And this base is made of stainless steel, so it's really sturdy. And above it is the overhead filter, which I use a white acrylic sheet to make into an acrylic box cover for the overhead filter. I will show you what's inside. Currently there are 2 pumps that pump the water into the overhead filter. This is a Sun brand. The filtration pump is also a Sun brand, the one that pumps out at 16,000 liters per hour. This one is rated at 48 watts, but it is a AC/DC pump, so you can control literally the flow. So I have it right now at level 5, maximum is level 10. So at level 10 it consumes 48 watts per 48 watts per hour, I think. So at level 5 it only consumes half, at 24. It's a sufficient flow for the overhead filtration. And I only have 2 fish, so I need not run it to the max. Same goes for the other side. It's also at level 5 of 10, 48 watts. This is a Sun wave maker, 20,000 liter water flow per hour. It's rated at 48 watts, but I think when it's in operation it's close to 60 watts. and I'll show you what I have underneath. Well, the water is steadily pumping out. So as you can see, I have 4 Toyogo pails below. This is to age the water. So I age my water for a week because I only do water change once a week, 30%. And I age the water to remove the chlorines, chloramines, add the salt, add the Arowana vitamins, so the water has time to age for 1 week before I add it back into the aquarium. Better to age your water before you add it back into the aquarium, because tap water, as you know, has a lot of chloramine as well as heavy metals. So give it a week to age, much better for the fish. And so inside each of these 4 Toyogo containers, there are 4 also Sansan pumps, right? These pumps will pump the water back into the aquarium. Later I'll show you. And this is the wire management. A bit messy, but it works. This is the pump, one of the 2 pumps that is working. Not sure if you can see, it's level 5. It's 105 of 10, of 1010. And above here we have I have a air pump which aerates the water. Aerates the water. This is a split valve. Later I'll show you how it works. So when I pump the water back into these 4 containers, it is through this hole and split 4 ways into the 4 containers. So it makes it really easy. We are 10 minutes in and it's almost at the level mark. So it's really quick. Every week water change is really quick. And this is the wire management on this side. The other AC/DC pump for the tank. And I have my dechlorinators, my salt, and the Arowana vitamins. So video is 10 minutes in. I think the pumping out is maybe 8 minutes. And it's almost done, because this pump is massive, 16,000 liters per hour, and it's pumping through this connector, and the hose runs to the toilet. Almost done, yeah. Oh, one more thing to note before I put it on the camera is my filter is filtering from the bottom as well as the top of the water. So it's also a skimmer. So that's why my water surface is crystal clear. So not just filtering from the base of the tank, it's also skimming the water at the top. Okay, once it reaches the blue line, I just unplug it to stop the siphon. And now with the same quick connector, plug it into the 4-way split valve. I need 2 hands to do this, so okay, connected. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on these pumps inside the Toyogo containers, and then through these black holes it will pump up back into the top of the tank, and it will fill it up within a matter of minutes. Same goes for these two. So now it's working. You can see it fills the tank back up with the aged water, right? It's filling it up again. So this video is 16 minutes in. I estimate maybe 13 minutes to 14 minutes to pump out the 1/3 of the water. By the way, this tank capacity is about 500 liters. I estimate at 500 liters worth of water in this tank. The weight of the tank should be somewhere about 90 to 95 kilos, both of acrylic and sheet metal for the base. So 30% is about 160 liters we're changing out each week. So as you can see, the water is filling up nicely, and the water in the containers are dropping really rapidly. I think the filling process will take about 3.5, maybe 4 minutes, something like that, or maybe less, because these are very big solid pumps also. It's pumping the water back into the tank. So that's the water change system every week. Takes about 20 minutes maybe to pump out everything and fill up the tank again. And yeah, I'll show you the filling process. I may not film the whole filling process because it's just seeing the water pump it back into the 4 containers. But I'll show you how the 4-way valve splits when it fills up the 4 of the containers. So as we speak, it's about done. Once it's done, left side done, right side almost done. Okay, right side done. So both sides done. Just have to switch it off. Yep. So video is 19 minutes in. So what I do is I'll open these 4 elbow joints. Try and do this one-handed. Okay, and then this is my dechlorinator. So just one pump, one squeeze per container. It's more than enough. See if I can do this one-handed. Oh shit! Wait, 1, 2, 3, and not the best to do it one-handed, a bit hard. Just set this down for a while. So next I've measured out the this is the Arowana vitamins into about 20, I think about 20 ml, I think. And then lastly is the salt. Again, a bit hard to do one-handed, so I'm going to set it down. So usually 2 spoonfuls per container. The salt is to kill any bacteria in the tap water. I got this trick from the Arowana shop boss, where I bought my Arowana from. So he used salt. I also use salt. Okay, so once all set, make sure I put this back. This is back. This is almost back. It's all back. So all you have to do left is to fill it back up. Turn on the water and all 4 containers will fill up simultaneously or concurrently. So the water flows here, splits 4 ways, and gets filled up simultaneously. See? So yeah, once the water fills up to, I made a blue marking for each of the containers, and individually shut them off like this. So this one shuts off, the one like this, so you have to shut it off individually. It fills up at slightly different rates, so you can just monitor accordingly and shut it off. Yeah, once that's done, that's water change for the week. All set. Very simple. Yeah, there you go. I will do a separate video for the filtration up there. The overhead filter box. Yeah, that's in the next video. So while the water is still filling up the bottom 4 containers, I've removed the white color overhead filter box cover. By the way, it's all DIY. I have a video of how I made this tank, how I glue it together, how I glue the acrylic box cover together. how I made the whole base, how I drew all these holes, wiring, plumbing, piping, lighting. It's all YouTube. So anyway, I'll walk you through the heart of the aquarium, which is the filter. Okay, so currently, like I said, this 48 watt AC/DC pump is pumping water up into the top of this filter, overhead filter, drip box filter, right? 48 watts, rated at 48 watts, but I'm only using level 5 of 10, so it's only using 24 watts. It's sufficient for this 2 fish. If you have more fish, you intend to add more fish, then go ahead and increase the flow. I've tested, this overhead filter, no problem. You can handle the flow up to level 10. But again, you see my bio load is so low. One big fish, one small fish. I really do not need so much filtration. No, doesn't add any benefit. Okay, anyway, so the water pumps up through this hose, right? I've hidden the hose with these plastic wire, what do you call them, like organizer, right? It's for your computer wires, and it works really well to hide the pipe and the wires, because there's wires coming down through here, so I hide everything so it looks neater, right? It pumps it up, it goes to the top. This is your first level of filtration, which is your mechanical filtration. Currently, I'm using pure cotton white wools, white filter wools. Again, because my bio load is so low, I don't need too many different types of filtration filters, and it's very easily to be removed. My aquarium light just went out at 9 PM. It's automatic. You can set it also. Anyway, so. The water will be filtered mechanically. All your waste goes through the 2 levels of filter wool, right? And it can be easily removed, right? So this is actually like a drawer. You can remove this and then replace your filter wools and then put it back in. You can just pull it. You can just put it as a drawer. Literally a drawer. Okay. Then it drips onto this level of Biohome Ultimate. This is the best aquarium media out there. It's I got half of it from UK, half of it from Singapore. So it's about 20 kgs of media. I use the same media through all the levels. Every level is Biohome Ultimate. It's the best media out there, so might as well use the best. So the first level drips to this. This one drips to this. It's a bit dark. I should on the. Let me pause the video. I'll on the light again so it's brighter. Okay, so now that I on the light, it's slightly brighter. Okay, so mechanical filtration filters out all your waste, food waste, fish waste, all the waste. When the water is nice and clean, it goes into your media. This one drips down here, then it drips down here. Can't really see because of the light. I'm trying to bend my gimbal a bit. See if it's better. Not really. Let me see. Maybe here's better. So by the way, I just explained to you. So mechanical filtration drips down here, it drips down here, then here you see there's a water level. It doesn't drip. Now these media are not submerged because it's just dripping through. There's holes here, drip, drip, and then this one there's no hole here. That's why you see the water level is so high. So this one is submerged, this one is also submerged. You can see the water level is so high. So not submerged, not submerged, submerged, submerged. It will cultivate different beneficial bacteria when it's submerged, not submerged versus submerged. So we have the full suite of beneficial bacteria. So that's why my water parameters is very stable. All sorts of bacteria gets eaten away by the good bacteria here. Not so much, so much. So I like this overhead filter because it has both, right? It has both. Not so much and so much. Most other overhead filter is just drip, 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 drip. There's no submerged components, but this one does have it. So it will run through, submerge, and then not sure we can see it. There's a UV bulb here. This is to kill all the algae, the algae. Well, there's one bulb here. There's another bulb in there. So it's the same system. And then it ultimately gets back into the tank. This is a precaution. This is a Velcro. I don't know why you call it, Velcro tape, so that the pressure doesn't build up and this thing pops out. Then the water will go everywhere, which is dangerous. So this Velcro tape is really strong. It holds the inlet into overhead filter. So same goes for this side. And then I'll show you the lighting. I have two lighting on the top, in the center, and one at the side. So the fish looks nice and red. Yeah, I didn't do any tanning to this fish, but the genes are quite okay, quite good. If you tan it, you become even redder, but I decided not to tan. It's a normal red Arowana. I think right now it's about 21, 22 inches, 50, maybe 50 cm. More than 50 cm. So these can grow up to easily over 60 cm, over 2 feet, 24 inches. So this fella is not yet fully grown, but you can see it's really thick. Really, really thick. I got him about 2 years back when he was only 17 or at most 18 inches, and he grew a lot very quickly during his growth spurt, because Arowana has growth spurts. So during his growth spurt, I caught it and fed him a lot, so he grew a lot really quickly. When I got him, he was really thin. Okay, so let me continue the water filling, and let me know if you have any questions. Cheers.